Why is it so hard to get rid of anterior pelvic tilt and prevent it? By the end of this video, you're going to learn what are contributing to anterior pelvic tilt and strategies to prevent it so that you can gain more comfort in your back. And if you haven't watched my last video, and be sure to check it, I'll put the link down below. If you want to learn how to retrain your body and then movement safely and then effectively and then move better, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every week. I am Taro Iwamoto. I am a Feldenkrais practitioner. With my backgrounds in athletic training, physical therapy, martial arts, and the Feldenkrais method, I have helped many people like you overcome and then move beyond the pain and the limitations. Now it's your turn, and let's dive in. What is anterior pelvic tilt? Anterior pelvic tilt is a position of your pelvis or direction of the movement of the pelvis relative to your thighs. So if you're sitting, pelvis is moving forward or anteriorly, and that's an anterior pelvic tilt. And the impact on your spine is extension. So you're going to have a little more arch and the curvature in your spine as a result of the position of your pelvis. And if you're sitting or standing, anterior pelvic tilt looks like this. So the pelvis is tilted forward directions, which is again going to increase your extension in your low back. So what are contributing to anterior pelvic tilt? It is helpful to describe anterior pelvic tilt as a direction of the movement. And then it is the movement bias for somebody who has anterior pelvic tilt posture. Which means that in many functional activities that they tend to move their pelvis into that direction. They tend to move into the extension patterns more so than going to the other directions, which is the posterior pelvic tilt and flexion patterns. And you use that same movement patterns in many activities. And as we talked already about how to control the anterior pelvic tilt in sitting in my other video, and in this video I'd like to focus on the standing activities and how to control anterior pelvic tilt in standing. And in general, standing is more challenging than in sitting as far as controlling the pelvis, because your hips are already in an extended position, which makes it harder to control, to move the pelvis. But there's a way to do that. And so when you're standing, so the standing is naturally, that is already moving people towards the anterior pelvic tilt directions, more so than in the sitting. So that itself, and just standing by itself, already increases the bias of the anterior pelvic tilt. On top of that, if you carry something in front of you, grocery bags or any weights you're lifting, and that added weights and force and the weight in front of you are going to pull you and pull your pelvis even more towards that same bias, anterior pelvic tilt. So you want to be able to control that force as you are standing, and then on top of that adding the weights in front of you and how to counteract that force pulling you into that anterior pelvic tilt. And comment below that if standing for a long period of time is challenging for you. And a lot of times, and people who have that anterior pelvic tilt bias and discomfort in the back and standing for a long period of time, if you go to a shopping mall, grocery shopping, and then you use the shopping cart leaning forward, and that usually leaves that pressure on your back. And then you know that your bias is probably the anterior pelvic tilt. And then because you have a lot of extension stress to your low back, that's why any time that you are going to reduce that amount of that extension in your back, it feels a little bit relief in your low back. So now let's talk about how to control anterior pelvic tilt in standing. And just for the purpose of this exercise, it would be nice to take your shoes off, and so it's easier for you to actually feel how you're standing and how you can change your standing and to change your anterior pelvic tilt. So standing with your feet shoulder width apart, normal stand, okay? So just stand naturally, normally. And you can take your hand and touch your sacrum at the back of your sacrum with your hands. And with your hand, can you tell which direction is the pelvis is going? So if you have an anterior pelvic tilt and your sacrum is tilted forward, so you can feel that it's anterior pelvic tilt. And for you to change that, to bring it into that posterior pelvic tilt, and it takes some effort to do that. And you might have learned to do a couple different strategies. One, tightening your abdominal muscles, okay? Tightening, flexing your abs. Two, tuck the tail. That's maybe one that you might have learned. Another one that you might have learned is the squeezing your buttock muscles, your glutes. Tightening up, and that will bring that tailbone, that will bring that pelvis into the posterior directions. So you do that. So actually, I do not recommend either of those strategies. Why? Is because, first of all, is it really comfortable to do that? I mean, is it reasonable to tuck your tailbone by squeezing the glutes and by tightening your abs, and to hold that position for a long period of time? It's not very natural. It doesn't really feel good for me anyways. So I don't know how you feel, but because you are watching this one, then you probably tried this one in the past somewhere, but that didn't really work well. So maybe that's why you're watching this video. So what I do recommend though is the easiest way to actually to move the pelvis into more neutral or out of that anterior pelvic tilt position is if you're standing with your knees completely straight, extended, it's really hard to move your pelvis. But if you can allow your knees, you can just unlock your knees a little bit, and you can allow that pelvis to just move slightly back into the posterior pelvic tilt. You really don't have to use anything. You can just let your knees, by bending your knees or unlocking your knees, you can let your pelvis easily just move slightly back into that directions or move out of that anterior pelvic tilt so you don't get stuck in that directions. And this does make a big difference if you are carrying something in front, weights. You can try that. You can pick up a bag, a grocery bag, you can pick up some weights, and just to hold it in place, and you can exaggerate the anterior pelvic tilt by locking your knees. And then you can try to squeeze your glutes and tighten your abs and hold that. And see how you feel and how much more effort it takes to just to hold it and maintain that anterior pelvic tilt. It's really not easy to do that. But instead of doing that, simply, or you can even whiten the stance, that makes it a little easier too. And just to whiten the stance a little bit and unlock your knees. Okay, you don't really have to squat down. Just simply not straighten your knees all the way. Just let your knees bend a little bit. And then by doing that, if you can do that, and then you can really easily let the pelvis move back out of that anterior pelvic tilt. And then that will align your spine nicely with your pelvis. So you have more stable spine by simply bending your knees a little bit or unbending your knees a little bit, allowing the pelvis to roll back. And your center is really, weight goes all the way down to your heels, to the ground. So you have a very nice stable base. And if you hold the weights in front of you, you feel a lot more stable, but without really feeling like you're working so hard. You're making such an effort to just maintain that position because you don't need to, right? So this is a very, very common stance and used in many martial arts, like in Tai Chi and other martial arts, and sometimes it's called a horse stance. You have a wider stance, and then you're just learning to soften and lock your knees, and then allowing your pelvis to just drop back a little bit into the neutral, more or less neutral positions. And then that will align the spine, entire spine, and the head. So you have nice, so the head moves on top of the spine, and the spine is in line with the pelvis, and then all the way and going down to the heels. So you have a very stable, strong stance from where you can actually move. You can lift without feeling like you are straining your back. In summary, it is helpful to recognize anterior pelvic tilt as your movement bias. And then pay attention to recognize when you use that bias in your daily activities, and particularly in standing, so that you can start to pay attention and control your anterior pelvic tilt, so you don't get stuck in anterior pelvic tilt when you're just standing, when you're walking. And you can utilize the horse stance we talked about, and not locking your knees, but by simply unbending, unlocking your knees. And then you can allow the pelvis to return or move out of the anterior pelvic tilt bias. So you can easily move in and move out. But if you're not paying attention and you don't even notice, that you are moving into that direction and you are stuck in that direction. And then by the time you've done so much, then you start to feel that discomfort already. So ideally, you want to pay attention and be able to recognize that quickly, so that you can get out of that patterns, so that you can move into different positions before it becomes too sore. And as you get better at doing this, and then your back will be much, much more comfortable and happier. If you want to improve your back pain, be sure to grab your free movement guide to pain-free back at the link below. Check out these videos, and if you like this video, and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe and share with your friends. Comment below how helpful you found this video was. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Happy mindful movement. Bye bye.